Hi, my name's Paige, and this is the Ganja Iguana. I'm going to be talking about how to buy a water dragon and the things you should know before you buy a water dragon. The thing is, most people think they're beautiful creatures, and they really are, but they're not beginner reptiles. They're not something you should just go out and make a blind purchase and get because you think that they're really cool, because they're really hard to take care of, and you're just going to be really disappointed when you end up with a dead water dragon in 3 months. So I'm going to be talking first about problems that they have, like healthcare problems. Water dragons are really prone to respiratory infections, and if you don't keep the proper humidity between 50 to 80%, they can get respiratory infections, and you'll notice that their mouths will open a lot, they're struggling to breathe, and really, if it's really bad, the only way to actually fix it is to take them to the vet. And not everyone can really afford taking an exotic pet to the vet, if you can even find an exotic doctor to take care of them. This is Hades, by the way. Say hello, Hades. He is not my only water dragon. He is one of many that I have. Well, one of the two that I have. Many is a very wrong. Look at his face. Okay. I also have an alligator tree lizard, but that's besides the point because this video is about these little babies right here. I'm going to show you what a healthy and an unhealthy water dragon looks like, because I happen to have both right now. I have two. This is Hades, and I have a female Venus who's having some trouble right now. She had parasites from bad exporting, which I will talk about in a couple seconds. I'm not going to take her out right now because I just took her to the vet, and she went through a lot today, so she's going to stay in her cage. Things to expect. Water dragons, if you don't know their behavior, it's very dangerous because they'll do a lot of weird things that you don't understand. Like when they open their mouth for long periods of time, it could either be from dehydration or it could also be from respiratory infections, which is something you need to check out. Also, other diseases that they can have, or they can have mites, which you can get sprays for. Parasites, like I said, that Venus has, which you can take them to the vet to get them dewormed. There's fungal infections, which he does not have, thank goodness. Why not to buy one? They're not beginner pets. They're very hard to take care of. Most people just buy one and they put them in a 10-gallon tank and they think that's okay, and it's not. They really need a big cage. As you see, they're very long, and he's gonna get bigger. They get about 3 feet for males, a little smaller for females, but they definitely need a cage that's twice their body length at least. And I have them in a 30 height right now, but I'm making a cage for them that's going to be 50 inches. And when you buy a water dragon, most people see them in pet stores, which I definitely do not suggest, because places like Pet Supermarket are very, very low on the pet care for reptiles. A lot of times you'll find baby water dragons there that are very, very malnourished, and you'll see their hip bones very pronounced, which means they're very skinny, and you don't want one of those. I got mine from a reptile expo, Florida-Repticon. I also don't really recommend that. You should really look into your breeders when you buy them, because a lot of them are exported illegally and they come with parasites. They're not going to last long. It's a good size. This is a very good size. I got him, he was a little smaller than he is now, but you do not want a juvenile because they're very hard to take care of, and most people who sell them, they just knock them off for $10 because it's easy money, and it's really wrong. because they can, you know, die. It's really upsetting when you get a pet and you end up loving it for those couple weeks that you have it, and then you just come home one day and it's all crusted up in a corner, lifeless. Which has happened to me before. I've had juveniles before I became experienced with water dragons and did my research. I had 2 baby water dragons, which I got from Underground Reptile, and they had respiratory infections when I got them because the caretakers before I got them didn't really uptake on their humidity, and they got respiratory infections, and eventually they started breathing weird, and it was really upsetting and heartbreaking, and I had to take it to the vet, spend a lot of money on him, give him shots, stress him out just for him to, you know, pass away. So when you buy a water dragon, you really want to get a good size, find a nice breeder, do your research. Definitely make sure you have a really big cage for them. You're going to want to clean their water every single day. They poop in their water all the time. It's really gross, but they'll sit there and they'll poop and then they'll bathe in it. So... Oh, look at you, so angry. Things tempered. Water dragons are very laid back animals, and they're great pets really when you know how to take care of them. But again, he did it again. Oh, Hades, what are you doing? Come on, there you go. Their diets consist of anything between mealworms, waxworms, hornworms. Phoenix worms are the best because they contain a lot of calcium. Feeding your water dragons is a lot of fun because you get to watch them nump on a bunch of stuff, but it's also very bad sometimes because not all of their food is good for them, and a lot of people just keep them on strict cricket diets or mealworm diets, and that's very bad for them, and they can get calcium deficiencies and eventually get, you know, bone problems, and they'll die. I feed mine crickets every single week, and they get mealworms, they get some waxworms, not him that often because they're like McDonald's cheeseburgers to them, and he's really fat. Another thing is I'll dust calcium on their food so they get extra calcium. They don't really need it with the phoenix worms because they're already enriched with calcium. When you get a water dragon, you're going to want the correct heat lamps for them because they do require heat lamps and they do require a specific heat to stay under. They usually go from 70 to 85 degrees. I keep my room consistently 80 degrees all the time. It's horrible and it's disgustingly sweaty. But I do it for them, and they absolutely 100% need a UVB light. It's something they need absolutely 100%. I take mine out every single day on the porch so that they can, you know, they can take in real rays and stuff. When you buy water dragons from different ages, you'll realize that juveniles are always strictly a dark brown, and it's not because they're sick, it's just how they're born. They're born a dark color, and they'll get colors from mint green to like a nice foresty green, but when an adult water dragon is dark like that, it's very bad. They should be like, ooh, you're sticking to me. Oh. You see that green underneath them? It should be that color all the time. Water dragons are very friendly and they become very great companions, and I'll end up loving them so much, just like I do, and I love mine. And remember, really think before you get a water dragon because they're not easy to take care of, and a lot of people get them and they have a lot of respiratory infections because they don't understand to keep their humidity up and their lighting secure, and they'll just get problems and pass away. So I really suggest that before you buy a water dragon, you really look into it. You make sure they have a really good cage, really large cage, good substrate, something that they won't bite down on a cricket and accidentally swallow something like wood chips. I keep I keep peat moss as my substrate, and I also keep a live plant like a bromeliad inside of the cage so that it stays humid. It helps it stay humid. I water it every day. That's all I really have to say about water dragon care for right now. Have a great day, everybody. I'm sorry about how awful this first video is. It's my first video. I'm not good at talking. I'm kind of an antisocial person. Let me know if you have any questions about them that I missed. Say goodbye, Hades. Bye, Hades.